deep in the shadows. I know it's hard to put one foot in front of the other.
Hi everyone, C Chronicles here. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I post fragrance related content on this platform and would very much appreciate it if you did consider subscribing. That is, if you're not yet subscribed. To those who are returning, thank you so much for the continued support. I have a Paris corner to review for you. One of the latest Paris corners, actually, Voux Patisserie. I don't know why I'm always, tempted to say Voux, but I think the Oops is a silent. So this is Voux Patisserie, a latest release from the House of Paris corner, gourmand toned. I'm going to spray it on my clothing as well as on my arm, but I'm going to say this is going to be a little bit too much. You know what I sprayed there, because this is a gourmand on steroids. Notes listed for this fragrance are going to be tangerine, cardamom, and some saffron at the top. So there is a zesty burst there at the opening that's going to feel orangey to an extent that you're gonna have some people saying, is this citrusy? But wait, it is just a burst. You know how citruses have got that thing of just screaming there? So there's gonna be that citrusy and the opening there, and then it gets into the mid there where they've listed the rose and the apple. But I have to be honest with you, I cannot smell. I do, however, transition from that tangerine to the milky notes that they have listed there, because it does give me like a buttery thingy there that you immediately feel as it transitions from that tangerine to the next step. And then the dry down of this is going to be the vanilla and the sandalwood. Now, if you go on a Paris corner page, especially the Instagram page, you will find that there was an outcry, because it does seem like Paris corner gave us certain notes and then took them off, and then I gave us a different set of notes. Now, the notes that I've given you here are the notes that are actually on the Paris corner website as we speak. The initial notes that everybody was crying about why those notes were taken off with the toffee, the bourbon, vanilla, and the almond milk, as well as the sandalwood. So the notes in common that were left, with this new pyramid that we have, is the vanilla and the sandalwood. Otherwise, the toffee is gone and the bourbon vanilla is gone. But of course, the vanilla we can say is still there, because bourbon or not, vanilla, all right, it's still vanilla. I do think there is a cardamom in this fragrance, guys, because there is a spicy weight that is in the mid of this transitioning from the tangerine to the milky notes. Okay, so it transitions from the citrusy thing, and then there's a spicy thing that then pacifies what is like an intense, dense, buttery slap that you're going to get from this fragrance. So this interprets as a dense gourmand. There is something certainly in this fragrance that feels like that toffee that is no longer there, which was in the initial, pyramid. It feels like fudge, it feels like caramel, that mix, and then it interprets into a sugary, buttery slap in the face gourmand, which makes this one a fragrance that's going to be ideal for anybody who loves gourmand toned fragrances. And then there's a milky nuance to this fragrance. I know it's going to be nose specific when it comes especially to the milky feel of the fragrance, but there is certainly like a creamy, milky, lactonic feel to this fragrance. And remember, the base of this fragrance also then introduces that vanilla and a sandalwood. So what the sandalwood is also doing in this is it's not interpreting as outright woody. It's just simply adding to like the creaminess of the creaminess that's already existing in this fragrance. To give you a mental shortcut, say I was given a dessert, that was made up of this. 3-4 spoons in, I would feel full, okay, without necessarily my stomach or me personally being full, but mentally full, in a sense that it's an overdose of a yumminess in a bottle, but the yumminess in the same bottle is safe enough for both genders. Maybe it's the tangerine, maybe it's that cardamom, the spiciness, I don't know, but definitely does assert itself as a gourmand, but a gourmand that either sexes are going to be able to, because it interprets as very buttery there, with an almondy nuance there, with a creaminess there, or better still, to cut to the chase, vanilla meets fudge, meets maybe butterscotch, even meets caramel, even, meets a creamy feel, even. That's, like the mental shortcut I can give you there. Because of that vibe of this fragrance, it does feel like one that would be ideal for cooler weather even cold weather. Not that you cannot pull this fragrance, guys, any season, but it is just a thickened, dense style of gourmand that is also sweet at the same time. In fact, syrupy sweet at the same time. So it does have a little bit of a pushiness to it there, and this color is befitting, it's befitting Mental Shortcut, because it kind of looks, first it looks orangish, like it's going with that theme of that evident tangerine that you get in the opening there. But then again, when you look at it, a second time after this fragrance transitions, and I said this is within a space of about 5-7 minutes, when it transitions, it starts to make you think like, yeah, they could have been going for fudge here, or they could have been going, for toffee here, or they could have been going for caramel here, that sort of thing. And it is that serving that you get all at the same time. As for the apple, guys, if it is here, then it is buried. It's bullied. I can hardly smell it. They did also list the rose. I would not call this one a floral. I would certainly call this one a yummy gourmand. At the end of the day, your clothing, like say maybe 7-8 hours in, it starts to maybe soften there. But the very first 2-3 hours, this thing is loud. This thing is loud, and it's barely a week in my collection. So I am expecting this to get better with time. But it is certainly a DNA that I'm going to say kudos to Paris Corner. I think it was a well-needed DNA. It might not be for everybody because it is yummy. As I said, not everybody is after yummy fragrances, but for those who love yummy fragrances, don't hesitate to purchase this fragrance. When it comes to where you can purchase this fragrance, in case you are concerned about what I have been saying here, you can purchase this fragrance, guys, at High Tea Scent as a decant. They have it in stock. I'm going to drop their link in the description there for those who want to tiptoe, in case you're thinking, oh my God, this is definitely going to be too much. For me, maybe I want to tiptoe into it. But if you're one person who's just after yummy fragrances, you can certainly purchase this one. And it is one that I'm going to say is not age specific, but it's not juvenile at the same time. It's not like an immature style of fragrance, but at the same time, it is a sort of fragrance that has that crowd pleasing appeal, but is also sophisticated. So yes, those are my thoughts when it comes to Voux Patisserie. This, I'm going to say, of the other fragrances that they dropped in this line, I am impressed by. I do have one Voux in my collection, and I have smelled the other lot, but I did not feel the need to buy the other lot except just one, and then this becomes the second one. So I am super impressed with this one. Beautiful gourmand. They listened, to what the people were looking for. That advert that they're putting there is certainly just indicative of what to expect from this fragrance. Yumminess, okay? Yumminess, biscuits, cream, whatever you want to call it, that is exactly what you're going to get. CeeChronicles is my name. Thank you so much for joining me today. Let's meet in the comment section where we're going to discuss more about fragrances. I'd love to know your thoughts, guys, on this particular fragrance, as well as the other Paris Corner fragrances that have been dropped on the market. Which ones have you gotten your hands on? And do you think Paris Corner as a house is improving? I would love to know that from you in the comment section. Remember to turn on post notifications while you're at it. That way you get to be notified anytime I upload a video. Like and share this one. And also remember, guys, that smelling good is a form of good manners. Cheers.